this has helped me to reinterpret that feeling of butterflies and heart pounding, because I feel, oh, I'm so anxious, I'm so afraid, from fear to one of excitement and enthusiasm for sharing what I'm passionate about. It's salad. It gets excited about salad. And if I forget something, would you just chime in? Okay, I want to start by expressing my gratitude to Vicki Talmage. She is related to Roger, but the only way I know her is through taking raw food classes at the Sunflower and a little classroom for a year from her. She's actually the one who introduced me to these power greens, collards, kale, chard, and actually I accidentally grew Brussels instead of collards this year, so I got to learn how to eat those as well. And these greens have really changed my health and well-being, so I'm hoping that by the time I'm done here, you guys will see why I'm so excited about it. They are, and I have extras to refill if we need. So if you are not interested in eating a salad, just let me know, and otherwise I offer several salads to the people out there as well, because I have plenty, okay? And then, and thank you, Pat, for introducing me to Vicki and taking me to those classes. Alrighty, I have a vivid childhood memory of being in my kitchen, walking over to where we kept our fruits and vegetables in the cupboard, pulling out a can of green French-style beans, right? And looking at it and going, how do I know these are safe for me to eat? How do I know these are okay? And then, of course, I couldn't really wrap my 10-year-old brain around answering that question, so I just pondered it for a minute and thought, oh well, they wouldn't let them put it in the store and sell it to my mom if it wasn't okay for me. So I just put it back and went on to question the rest of life. But I'm here to tell you that they, being USDA, FDA, all those government food industry, are not here to protect us. Them, at this point being Monsanto, their mission is to buy up, or to own worldwide the food industry. They and them are not here for our best interest. So it's really important that we pay attention to what we put into our mouths and be aware and conscious of that. Okay, and also I won't go too much on the soapbox, but I know organic costs a little bit more, and sometimes it costs a lot more, but you are worth the extra dollar you might spend. Collards is on the Dirty Dozen list, and if you're not aware of what that is, the Dirty Dozen is the 12 most sprayed pesticides. Okay, so collards is there. If you skimp on the other ones, please make sure you get your collards organically. You are worth it, and you pay in the long run. Okay, yes? I did bring a knife. I have stuff in that sack. Because I actually feel safe with this group and this community, so thank you for allowing me to do this and work through some of these issues that I have. Okay, yes?
You find it appropriate, but, you know, if there are other people feel this way, it's really important to support the labeling of GMOs, and California is the first state that's really going to address
Yeah, and you know,
and it's really important to try to donate to them and write letters.
Right, and the whole Monsanto thing
tons of food
is really negative, and I'm trying to just stay focused on what's positive and support what's positive, or I could do a whole negative thing about Monsanto, but I'm just going to stay away from that. Yes?
One quick thing about choosing organic. My husband actually had health problems earlier this year. He was diagnosed with a tumor behind his eye, so we started to go totally organic and raw.
Yes.
One thing that I think a lot of people don't realize about spray food, traditional food, is that that spray doesn't come off your food. You're eating it. You're being given yourself. So, because I always used to think, oh yeah, it's not organic, but it's just kind of, you know, whatever. I never realized that. Yeah, I never realized that we were actually consuming the pesticides and we were affecting it. So.
Well, if you think about it, it's in the ground. It's growing into, and if you think about it too much, you'll be afraid to even eat. So just do what you can, okay? You gotta just do as much as you can.
Brandi, grow your own.
Grow your own, and that's Pat and Kate are farmers.
There's organisms in the soil that you need. Even children need to dig into dirt because your body absorbs those, and you need that good to keep you healthy, so digging in the dirt.
Exactly. If you guys don't mind, I need to move forward because I have 4 pages to get through. I'm going to try to do that quickly, and then hopefully we can all come and talk some more about this. So my objective today is 3 things. One is to introduce you to the greens, and I like to call it the power salad for obvious reasons. I have a ton of energy because I eat like this. I want to show you how to quickly just prepare and store. You can store, these greens can store for up to 3 weeks because they just cut out of my garden. You can store the ones you buy at the store organically if they're fresh and not coming from real far away for up to 2 weeks. I'm sorry, I have a paper that you can write notes on if you would like. Roger, will you hand these out? Take it if you need it, or if you don't, okay? And then you can store the prepared salad for up to a week if you keep it dry. I'm going to kind of talk about that. And then, so that's 2, and number 3 is just to let you sample the power salad. And I kind of already talked about it. The reason I call it the power salad is because it gives me a ton of energy. And I actually have changed my numbers from the doctor. I have them send me that blood report every year, and I have totally turned that around. From the first time they told me I had high cholesterol and I had a heart attack this morning to being perfectly fine now. Okay, so these greens are superfoods, okay? And so I want to introduce greens, meet the community. This is chard, okay, Swiss chard. This I grew in my garden. You can also buy it in rainbow colors. There's also yellow, and then you can just buy it in red. But this is pretty much what it looks like. It's usually a lot bigger in the store. This I just have in the planter, and the planters don't.
What is it?
Really big. Swiss chard.
Swiss chard.
Yeah. Okay. These are Brussels sprout greens. I grew a seed packet that said it was collards. It turned out to be Brussels sprouts, okay? Which it does actually look a lot like it. I didn't realize until it started getting deformed. I thought I had something in there eating it, and I was like, these are Brussels. So I looked it up, and they are, perfectly healthy to eat and actually have some other nutrients that the collards don't have. The kale I have over here, this is purple kale, and it has a purple stem. And this is called lacinato, or sometimes they call it dinosaur kale. Okay? There's also another kale at the store that they sell, and it's really a curly, tight leaf. You'll oftentimes see it sitting on a table for decoration. I don't recommend eating that stuff raw. It's hard to chew, and it gets kind of stuck in your throat. But you can put it in a blender and blend it up and drink it. Okay? I do recommend eating all of these raw. I know people have hard digestions, and so they'll cook them, which is better than not eating them at all. But you get more of the nutrients from the raw. So the collards, the kale, the chard, and the Brussels greens are cruciferous, from the cruciferous family. And who knows what that means? Okay, so the cruciferous family is basically broccoli. These come from that family. You can actually eat broccoli leaves as well, and they are delicious.
What about the Brussels sprouts? Do you eat those as well?
Well, I swore that I would never plant Brussels sprouts again because the aphids always win. I have these beautiful stalks of Brussels sprouts, and next thing I know, they're covered in aphids. So I swore them off, but I think this happened for a reason so that I could realize you can eat the greens.
The Brussels sprouts?
Brussels sprouts are fabulous for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I love them.
They're a micronutrient, actually. Okay, so how am I doing on time? Sorry, I just worry that I'm not going to get through all of this, but I will. If not, I'll go to part 2. So I just want to read a little bit about cruciferous vegetables. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, kale, and kohlrabi have been found to inhibit the growth of tumors, prevent cancer of the colon and rectum, detoxify the system of harmful chemicals, additives, and increase our body's cancer-fighting compounds. The research has been published in many scientific journals, including the Journal of the National Cancer Institute. These vegetables are high in mineral, sulfur, and the polynutrient sulforaphane, which helps fight cancer cells, including the cell growth of breast cancer as reported in the Journal of Nutrition. Okay, and then just a small note here on kale. Actually, I'm just going to read my notes. So, as I said, kale and collards, as well as these Brussels sprout greens, have a ton of nutrients. They're really healthy for you, especially eaten raw, full of calcium. 1 cup of kale or collard greens has more calcium than a glass of milk, 1 cup of milk. There's iron, magnesium, phosphorus. I have the exact amounts, I'm not going to go there. Vitamin C, and then also they have the B complex. When I was beginning teaching, I used to take a vitamin B about afternoons, so drinking that cup of coffee to perk me up. I don't do that anymore because I eat these every day. The B complex includes thiamine, niacin, B6, folate, and that's really where I think the energy comes from. Okay, the Brussels, I also just got a little more information on them. They detoxify the liver and cancer-causing substances. It's high in the antioxidant vitamin C, beta-carotene, E, manganese, and others. It helps with inflammation and digestion. And then the chard. It has all of those nutrients, and it's also high in vitamin K, which is a really hard nutrient to get into your body from food. It's hard to find foods with that. Vitamin alpha, E, A, and beta-carotene, as well as folate. Again, reiterating, always organic. Okay, how to prepare and store. Do you want to just start serving? Do you want to find the knife? We can't find the knife. We can help you. Uh-oh. Well, we do have a restaurant here. If I forgot a knife. Okay. Oh, good. Roger, you walk down and ask them if they will borrow a knife. And we have so much salad that I think we should get the plates bigger. Let's come back for a second.
If we meditate on the plates long enough, they might get bigger.
They might turn into paper instead of styrofoam. All right, you guys. So to prepare, the first thing I do is I go out and cut my grains. If you're going to obviously go to the store, hopefully next year you'll be cutting your own. These grains are so easy to grow, and you get 9 months out of them if you do it right. Yes.
When you planted your chard,
Where
you in the ground or you started in the house?
Chard doesn't start well in the house. It doesn't transfer well, but the other ones I do, and I do both. I try both. I have a grow light, and so I grow my greens in the basement. But I will do some started indoors and then plant some others so that as the other ones are dying out,
So what do you do when you put your chard in the ground? I mean, actually, if you're sowing seeds in the ground,
Yeah, what was the
what
question?
month can you do it? How early in the year?
You know, I think chard is a little bit sensitive to what I did was start my seeds in a big planter and just covered it. So, well, I can talk to you more about that later. I love talking in garden. You plant, Miss Kim planted her chard. When did you start yours?
My chard is started in the spring. It's a cold weather.
But not like the kale and the collards. I will plant that at the June or the January frost when you get sun, and then you'll be eating flowers on your salad come springtime. So.
Brandi, I don't have kale all year, even through the snow.
Yeah,
it makes it sweeter.
I had that experience as well. I covered it, but it started.
I even covered it upside down.
Nice, and it will come back, and that's when I get my flowers to put on my salads for the kids in the springtime.
Just don't let your chickens
Or the
into your
fall.
garden in winter time, or it won't be very useful.
Yeah, you need
Okay, so you want to wash your greens, and the key to storing salad is drying it. Okay, the way I dry these particular greens, I put them in water. If you get them from the store, cut the ends off, put them in water like you would with flowers, and then I just let them dry like that. I put them under my fan in the kitchen and just let them dry like that. So meanwhile, a couple hours is going by, and I'm washing the romaine, because I always add romaine. These are bitter, and not everybody could just take a bite after this and say, yummy. Actually, you probably wouldn't. But you mix it with the romaine and the onions and the carrots, and you don't even know you're eating these bitter greens that are giving you tons of nutrition. So Miss Kim does not cut the center out of hers, I do. It's really strong. And Miss Kim, I have cucumbers already cut. Those are to give away. Check those babies out. Awesome. So I cut cucumbers in there and here. Yeah. Okay. So I actually just recently read in the Catalyst, they're calling chard the new spinach, right? I think it's just the old chard. But you can cut the center out and saute it with onions and eat it that way. So I'm actually going to try that. I haven't tried that yet. So I cut the center out. I fold them over onto each other, stack it 3 or 4 high, roll it up, and then I cut the roll about ½ inch. Okay? So, and then just chop it this way. Okay? The chard, it has kind of a salty flavor, and it actually doesn't taste as bitter as these other greens. And so I like to leave that a little bit bigger. So maybe a half inch on the others, and then 3/4 of an inch on this, and then the romaine I do like to have an inch. Okay? As I said, woo! And it's got a big knife.
They must trust us.
Figure, you know, meditation group, come here, my life.
Okay, so the way to keep this dry. One of the ways I like to store it is, as I'm putting it in here, I will do the collars, I'll layer it, so I put paper towels in the bottom. I'll cut up my collars, put that in another layer of paper towels, layer it like that. And then I like to do what I call it breathe or dry. So I stick that in the fridge for a day, okay, overnight. This is wet, but see, this will get wet, and you want to dry that every time you open this. Okay, so keep that dry. And you'll also need to replace your paper towels. That's one way that I'm not environmentally friendly. I do use a lot of paper towels. But you could use a cloth if you wanted. You could, it might get thick and bulky, and I have germ issues, so a cloth would not be an ideal situation for myself. So at least you do not get my hands clean while I was making this. There's another way to do it, and I actually have one of these already, so I can just show you. Is to keep it in this bag. If you want your greens to last for 2 weeks, separate them and put them in a bag and then make the salad as you go. Okay, but you can make a week's worth of salad as long as you keep it dry. Replace your paper towels every couple of days. The same with this, you need to replace them. Squeeze the air out. I like to suck the air out and then put it in the fridge.
Just a note, cutting salad is a great meditation thing. When you're doing it with your spouse and you're in the kitchen, you spend the day chopping and doing stuff. We love it.
There is a lot of prep as you, yes.
But it's well worth it.
But, one of the things I like to do is just, watch documentaries on Netflix so I can learn about Monsanto and try not to hate them.
No, I won't hate them.
No, hate is never good. You have to just love the
Don't
organic
just
farmers.
like who he is and what he does.
It's okay.
It's just like us.
The healing power of green food is extraordinary. Chlorophyll is the substance that gives green plants their color. Hemoglobin, red cells in human blood, and chlorophyll, plant blood, are very similar. They have similar atoms grouped around an atom of metal. The only difference is that a metallic atom in hemoglobin is iron, while in chlorophyll it is magnesium. Thus, chlorophyll is an excellent source of magnesium. This may explain why chlorophyll has the power to build human blood and increase the oxygen carrying capacity of our blood. Disease-promoting anaerobic bacteria cannot live in the presence of oxygen. So as we ingest chlorophyll-rich foods, we can super-oxygenate our bodies and fight off the anaerobic bacteria. Chlorophyll has been successfully used for deodorization and has the power to destroy bad breath that emanates from the stomach. Tell my students that. It is commonly said in health food, in health food stores for that purpose and has been used for success with high blood pressure, anemia, and some stomach ailments. I also was watching PBS the other day, and I don't know how many of you are familiar with Dr. Joel Fuhrman. He's actually a real doctor who knows the power of eating well. And he was doing a special, and he said about the chlorophyll of the green foods that they prevent plaque from binding the blood vessels. Okay, where am I? The way I prepare the onions is I like to cut them small, and that's to me is the secret to any really yummy salad. Is cutting it small so that with each bite you're getting the different flavors. I put them into a bowl, into a paper towel, put that in a bag, and then let it sit in the fridge overnight. That way you're not adding wet onions to your dry salad. And the same with the carrots. If you shred them with a carrot or cheese grater, they're going to be too small and they're not going to last you for a week. And they're going to have more moisture. So if that's the only choice you have, you don't have a food processor, then you want to just add those as you go. Don't put them in if you're trying to save a salad for a week. So it's the same with the carrots. You want to put them in a paper towel, put them in a plastic bag, put them in the fridge overnight. The next day, you're going to bring out your salad. Do you have a question?
was just going to do a chili child's invitation.
Go ahead. We need a little humor right now.
Inside, you're all solid. Just chopping to put it in the bowl. If you throw a bit of avocado on the floor, it's all right. Just wash it off and throw it where no one sees it.
Very nice.
Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful that this lady is in my life. Seriously, she's wonderful. I actually moved to an East Side school, and I said I wasn't going unless she could come with me. So, yeah, she's awesome. So you want to toss it together. Like I showed you, you can either store it in the bag or in the bowl, making sure you're changing those paper towels, wiping the moisture out of the lid, and then this is what I call the base, okay? So you have your salad base. Now you're going to add, as you go, anything that you like to the salad. I make a really awesome rice and bean salad. I put the rice and beans in the center, decorate it really nice with the sprouts, avocado, the cucumbers. You want to make sure you don't add the cucumbers until you're doing the salad because they're wet also. Decorate the sprouts and then put chips around the outside, maybe a dollop of sour cream, a chip in the center, and then you oftentimes will see me carrying the salad around my school. People call me the salad.